Happy Victory Monday. This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside bum, and there he is, Dougie Freshness. Happy Monday, guys. We're all bear like is double bear claws? Is that kind of is that wrong if I double bear claw it and I go like that? Like we all just
looks like you're grabbing something else.
I think you have to save the double bear claw for like a 2-game win streak. Next week, when we win, and I'm saying we as the Chicago collective, then we double bear claw. I think for now we're just single bear clawing.
Okay. It's like, bah. Oh, so guys, we're back for another show. Happy Monday. Good to see you all. I didn't see any of you this weekend. It was after weeks and weeks of hanging out together. I finally got some alone time for myself. Thank God.
Hell yeah.
I love Jason. You're right. I love you guys. I love hanging around with the group. But sometimes you guys got to get away from me. A little too much.
You got to get away from us. You drove all the way to Wisconsin. Enemy territory this weekend for Johnny. He was up there in Cheeseland, Packerland. That's how much he wanted to get away from us. He's like, I'm going to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You made that out alive?
Not once, but twice. I went to Wisconsin twice. Yeah, twice this week.
Damn.
So any fun stories from Wisconsin, Johnny?
So first off, I went to Green Bay for work, and yeah, I was definitely in enemy territory there. So I went to Green Bay, and they have this place called Legend Larry's, where they have, I will say one thing, they got some good food up there. I don't know if you guys go to Wisconsin quite often or whatever, but they do have good food. So I had their wings. They're known for their wings, and I had some wings. And all of a sudden, it just started coming straight down to my stomach right away. Because if you recall in the movie American Pie, where Finch had to go to the bathroom, that was me. I was running to the toilet because those wings hit me so fucking hard. That I was.
Is that what you had earlier before that? That seems a little too quick.
No, it was. I couldn't believe it. Like all of a sudden, so we were at the place, and then we went to a different bar, and then at that bar, that's when I was like, all right, that's where I had to go. So, but yeah, and then I went up to Missy's cottage. Had a great time with her family as well too. So,
you didn't put in the cottage, did you?
What's that? No, No. I didn't do what was it, Kramer or George Costanza? Yeah. No, I didn't. So, no, everything was all good. But the traveling, I traveled way too much in the past 2 weeks, going from Indiana to Green Bay and then back up to Wisconsin on Friday. So I was traveling way too much. So I'm finally. I think we're done traveling for the rest of the year.
You know what I just realized? I mean, I love Chicky's Beef. I love Jack's Place. I love all of our sponsors. We got 2 weeks in a row that the bums have tummy issues. We need to get like an Imodium sponsorship or something like that. We're of the age now where you got to start popping some pills, taking some things. Maybe an Imodium sponsorship or something like that is in our future.
I didn't have tummy issues last week. That was plumbing issues. That was
wow. I mean, when you're clogging,
same thing.
When you're clogging industrial sized toilets, there's some issues there.
No, those were fucking cookie cutter construction grade toilets they put in there. They did not spend the extra $20 for the good shit. They just said, give me the $80 toilet, and then let's put those in every hotel, every room.
You guys got his and hers Tums bottles?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it because I always bring Tums with me anywhere I go.
All right. Yeah, my weekend was uneventful, so I got nothing really to recap. I had
Beautiful.
In-laws over for my mom's birthday, for mother-in-law's birthday. So that's all I got, and I just bared down and watched football all weekend.
Yeah, keep it moving, baby. Yeah, dude, same thing. I mean, I didn't leave the house on Sunday. There's a nice, sweet ass groove on the couch where I just watched hours and hours of football. And because we do, we have been busy doing whiskey at Comiskey's, doing this and that. This was my first. We're in week 4. This is our first like football Sunday, where I didn't have anything to do and I was able to just watch on my couch, not somewhere else, and it was nice. So I'm ready for a couple more of those type of weeks.
I did take out all of my Halloween decorations though. All of the totes, boxes. I posted a picture Saturday morning. Or a video Saturday morning on the Twitter machines, and I started putting everything out. So it's spooky season. Graveyard's being built. All the decorations inside are done. I'm ready to get down this month and have a great Halloween as always. So,
oh yeah.
What's Dougie going? What's Dougie up to?
Dude, I worked a lot, and then I went by my cousin's house. So I watched a game over by him. He ended up making some fucking killer tri-tip tacos, dude. Still thinking about those things.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I stayed there way too late, and then got some Portillo's on the way home.
All right, so boring weekend for all of us except for Johnny. So I guess we can just get right into the
Cranberry Festival. No offense to Missy. Sounds a little boring. No?
I really want to see Johnny in the shirt.
I wanted to see Johnny like in the wilderness. We had a group text out there. I'm like, my guy's not an outdoor dude. I didn't think you left Bridgeport for 30 something years of your life. I wasn't sure how you were gonna handle the Wisconsin outdoors.
I've been to Wisconsin plenty of times at the lake houses and stuff like that. This was nothing new to me, so I was fully prepared to go up there. So
the cranberries, though, do you have to like be delicate? Do you have to like use an instrument? Do you?
So we
like,
didn't.
Do you pinch them?
We didn't partake on picking the cranberries. It was just a cranberry fest that they had a lot of different vendors out there who had cranberry types of certain things. So a lot of vendors out there. There was a lot of sports memorabilia stuff. So it was just a whole bunch of different vendors that were there.
Cranberry sports.
Yes, there was a lot of sports stuff. They had nice like White Sox stuff is there as well too. Bears, Bulls. So they did have a lot of like stuff there that I did enjoy. So it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff to take. It was super hot when we got there as well too. So my back was killing me. But overall, it was a good time. So
right.
Peter, shut up.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Did they have like an endless loop of zombie playing in the background or?
Zombie? No,
yeah,
not those type of cranberries.
That's a festival I would enjoy. The cranberries.
So now to bring that up as well too, the announcement this morning that Oasis is coming to Chicago in August. I am super excited. Me and Peter have been thinking about this since they first came back, and I hope I get tickets.
I am gonna try my hardest to get tickets just so I could sell them.
I knew you were going there.
I will.
I'm gonna be that.
I swear to God, that will be Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty all over again. I swear to Christ.
I have a whole allocated season of bourbon I need to fund, and those Oasis tickets. Like, if you think okay, so I had a friend who sold Taylor Swift tickets. Had 4 sold a pair. He made good scratch off those. I can't even imagine what Oasis is going to go for. I'm going to say it was probably double them with Taylor Swift tickets.
It's not even close, dude. Not even close.
Think so?
I think Taylor Swift by far is more expensive.
After all these years not touring, reunited, you don't
because
think they'd be more?
It's only us. It's only like 40-year-old dudes that are in demand for Oasis tickets. Taylor Swift cast a wide net, for basically 5 times the amount of people that Oasis maybe even more. I don't know. So there's a high demand for sure, Jay. Like, it's hyped. It's super hyped. But I mean, nothing compares to that Eras tour, especially when it first kicked off, dude.
I think another thing too is that Oasis, they put something out saying that they don't want to price gouge tickets as well too, and they're working on that to make sure that it's very affordable for anybody to go see them. So I mean, obviously, I know they're going to be expensive. It's not going to be like you're going to get them for like $30 or $40. It's going to be expensive, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, the pre-sale comes out on Thursday, so hopefully we do end up going.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what like the 300 or 400 level at Soldier Field would run for. Probably like at least 300. Do you think a ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, they got that premium pricing, like the platinum bullshit, where it's like all the aisles in the first rows. Yeah, they gouge the shit out of that, and that's Ticketmaster doing that shit. But I mean, whoever is buying tickets on Thursday, this is the one time you buy the gimmick fucking extra $9 a ticket and buy the insurance.
100%. You buy the insurance. You have to buy if you don't buy the insurance to Oasis, you're flat out dumb. I mean, you just want to throw away money because you don't know. First concert, I said there's a chance reunion concert, first one, they look at each other, hit each other with tambourines and call it a day.
Addictions. It's gonna be Jade's addiction all over again.
Good, very
100%.
Each other in a headlock and punch each other in the stomach for the show. That's it. Tour's canceled. Yeah, that's a given. Ticketmaster's gonna make just a bunch of fucking extra money just off the insurance policy. But you need it though. You absolutely 100% need it. Or Peter, if they don't beat the shit out of each other, one of them's gonna be piss ass drunk where they can't make the show.
Yeah, that's true too.
I can't wait.
Sorry.
Either way,
show's canceled tonight. Liam's
as long as
Liam's
they make it to Chicago,
he's sick.
we just need to make it to the end of August 2025. If they break up, later down the line in Los Angeles or Korea or Mexico City, good riddance, no big deal.
I'm actually just surprised that they're not playing more tour dates in Europe or America or anywhere else, that they're very selective of where they're playing. So I'm a little surprised because they could be making a whole ton of money, but we talked about this. Let's see how these first couple shows go, because it might be like you're doing all these like cities and they're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to sing with my brother anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if they're kind of getting like that Metallica vibe, like, you see how Metallica's done it. They've been doing like this concert for like 3 years now in phases, like hitting different cities and, then across. I wonder if that's what they're going to do. Like, this is just like phase 1, phase 2 type shit.
See? So another question before we get to the Bears talk, about an hour or so before we went on the air, announced Pete Rose died. Rest in peace to Pete Rose. And during the pre-show, someone said, I think it was you, Johnny, like, is MLB going to be assholes now and put him in the Hall of Fame?
Well, it wasn't me who said that, but but I think that, I mean, Pete Rose was an incredible player. Obviously, I didn't get to see him when he was playing, but he was my dad's favorite baseball player, Charlie Hustle. He got the most hits out of anybody. Just speed, talents, just everything. And obviously it caught up to him with the whole betting scandal and everything like that. But, to me personally, I thought that he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I mean, this guy played the game right, no steroids, no nothing, and just loved the game. And obviously, yes, I mean, he did bet and he took that risk and all that. But I still think they're going to still stand on not putting him in. I mean, I would have thought that maybe by now, even if he was still alive, that they would have put him in. But I mean, the MLB with their stances, I mean, they never put shoeless Joe Jackson in. So what makes you think they're going to put Pete Rose in?
Just be petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Bonds and Sosa before Pete Rose. Also, I have nothing nice to say, so I'm gonna just keep it moving.
No, it's okay. I mean, they let Ohtani off the hook for betting.
Ooh,
that's true.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I'll talk a little Ohtani later in the show. But all right, let's get to some Bears talk here because it is Victory Monday. But I'm happy. I'm happy the Bears won. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very down on this game, and I'll have a couple. I like the way you switched that, Peter. Good job. First off, I think after what we saw in Indy, Caleb throwing for 300 and almost 400 yards, and then only having like $150. That was kind of a letdown. You wish, but that's not my big beef. He took what the defense gave him. My thing is, number one, they started off super flat again. It looked like it was going to be a fucking long day with just the 3 and outs and just not looking like they were clicking at all. The defense gave me just mild blood pressure rises, to say the least, just because like Matthew Stafford was eating up that defense left and right for chunk yards. They could not get off the field quick enough. And I'm surprised they only held them to a few field goals and they had the lead at halftime, because the way that defense was playing yesterday, it looked like that could have easily been 21, nothing before halftime. But I think that, even though we won in the second half, they came out, obviously they made some adjustments. We got DeAndre Swift involved. That was great. A lot of checkdowns though. So that's kind of where there was only a couple really good plays where Caleb like gunned it in the middle, like for chunk yards. So like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being neurotic, but I want to know if you guys feel the same way, because like, yes, I'm happy they won, but there was not a lot really to feel good about with this win yesterday.
So I'm going to be really simple about this. I am taking the very positive approach at this, and just the simple things that happened, like that Cole Kmet pass over the middle that just went over the linebacker's fingers. That was a great thread the needle. DJ Moore running something besides an out route. I loved it. That was awesome. He had a nice catch in the end zone. So I'm going for the little things. I'm going to enjoy this win. Yes, would I have loved to seen like the yardage and stuff that he put up in Indy? Absolutely. And yeah, it's hard for me to get down on the defense because they've been keeping us in games. They're going to have bad games too. I wasn't expecting them to have a bad game against the Rams, but it's going to happen. And if they were going to do it and have a bad game and us still get a W, I got to take it.
Can we talk about the MVP of the game here, Torrey Taylor? Like, are we gonna bring him up? This guy kept on putting it on the 10-yard line, perfectly spotting that ball. And I know it was a little bit windy, but he got a lot better as the game went along. The defense. Yeah, I understand that. Like up the middle, they kept on getting a cut, like 20 yards here, 30 yards here. Like, that did suck, but they didn't let up so many points. It was nothing but field goals. I'd rather have do that than, them giving up so many touchdowns, and they kept us in the game. Same thing that happened last week with the Colts is that started off slow, and then they kind of started picking things up in the second half. So you got to play both halves good. It just can't be one or the other. You got to play the full game. So hopefully come against the Carolina Panthers, who you should beat, they play a lot better. It seems that Caleb Williams is getting a lot better as we go along with the games. His QB rating has gone up every game. So I think it is coming along for him. He does like hold on to the ball way too much, but also too, the offensive line does not help either when he's getting chased and getting sacked pretty much almost every single down that they have. But I like that he went to talk to DJ Moore when they didn't have they were miscommunicated on one of the plays, and then the very next drive that they had, they scored a touchdown. And I'm glad that hopefully this might be the beginning of them connecting, because I just think that once, I think he does really good with Cole Kmet. Odunze, it wasn't as good as it was against with the Colts, but I think with Keenan Allen, like in there as well too. It is going to help him out more. So hopefully that this is just the beginning of maybe a breakout game come next Sunday here.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because the defense held them to 18 points. They held Matthew Stafford to under 225 passing yards. They held Kyron Williams under 100 yards. And we're complaining about the defense?
Yeah.
It's crazy. How spoiled are we by the defense? I thought they had
But they didn't have Puka and Cooper Kupp, and they were still getting chewed up.
Doesn't matter. It wasn't about getting chewed up. I feel like they were blitzing a lot early, which I thought was dumb, blitzing a 200-start Super Bowl winning quarterback that's been in the league forever. Like, you're not going to fool Matthew Stafford on any blitzes. And like we've talked about in the past, they adjusted really well after the first quarter. And the turnover battle was 2-0 on the Bears side. I don't think we have much to complain about the Bears in general. I think we could still complain about the offensive line. I thought Shane Waldron started flat once again, but adjusted well. These are the type of games we're going to win. I hate to break it to you guys. They're not going to win 35-7. They're not going to blow out teams. This is the type of games that we're going to see throughout the rest of the season. Complementary football. The offense helps the defense helps the offense. The special teams comes in clutch when you need them with a field goal or a punt by Torrey Taylor. That's how it's going to go. So I thought it was overall a really good game. The two things you want to see is the offensive line gel a little bit more. They got the ball running. DeAndre Swift either heard everyone on Twitter, heard the complaints on TV, or just decided, hey, this is who I am. He looked a lot more decisive. He looked a lot more running north-south. And if you're able to run the ball even a little bit, you're going to alleviate pressure from Caleb Williams. And if they were able to run the ball like this last week, they would have beat the Colts. You know, that's what we need. We need a little bit more from the run game, which helps Caleb, which keeps the defense off the field, which keeps them fresh, which makes them really dangerous. So it's going to be a lot more like this. Like, I just don't see us putting up 42, 35 points and winning games in a blowout.
Well, I didn't notice too, because I was on the road when we were coming back from Wisconsin, but I didn't notice like during third downs when they were close to like, third and 3 and all that, they had Roschon Johnson running the ball versus Swift. And I thought that was, we talked about that you got to do that versus just giving Swift. It just seemed like they were giving Swift the ball most of the time and not utilizing what they have. And look at the way, it came out. Like Roschon Johnson had a, pretty decent game for himself. And he got a touchdown as well, too. And Swift, obviously, Peter, you mentioned it. He had a great game as well, too. So that was like the one thing that I was preaching last week was that, you have like these other running backs that you could utilize to your advantage in certain situations. And, it perfectly, it did well for them yesterday. So hopefully this continues with that whole 1-2 punch, because I do like that. Is Herbert hurt or
no? They didn't give him any
snaps.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
which I'm okay with.
Like it's not their guy. Like they didn't draft him. He's probably going to be gone after this year. So it's going to be Roschon and Swift for the most part. Here's my thing with Caleb and the offense yesterday. And yes, it looked flat. Offensive line still wasn't great. They played better, I would say. But you have like the Rams are like the worst defense in the league. And yes, he played to what the defense was giving him. He was checking down a lot, but there's no vertical game really. I mean, besides a couple like passes that we saw to like DJ Moore and Kmet, and it's frustrating because like I don't think it's necessarily all on him. I think it's more of just the coaching we got. It's Eberflus, it's Shane Waldron, it's what they're not doing the personnel right for the plays. I just I want to see more. Like. Okay, I'm not trying to compare it right now, right? But you saw the past couple games with Jaden Daniels, and you look and I'm not saying Caleb isn't is like Jaden Daniels is better or this or that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you look at this, like the scenario, like the situation he's in with Dan Quinn, with Cliff Kingsbury, like with a good line, and it's like, man, like that's the stuff that I wish that we had, and it's more just me being frustrated that like we're stuck with shit again this year, and we're trying to develop a first round quarterback to do this, and instead of him pushing the ball down the field, we're just checking it down, and good on DeAndre Swift for breaking tackles, getting the yardage, all that good stuff. Like that's what we want to see. That's what we brought him in for, to be that to be that player that he's been in Detroit and Philly. And yeah, you should be running on the defense on the Rams. They're fucking terrible. They're not good. But I hope that when we play Carolina, that it's not going to be more check down. They gotta stretch the field on this if they're going to be a threat on offense. And that's why I was like down about this game yesterday. I just did not like what I was seeing. Is even though I will say that him not turning the ball over was good, him playing what he was given was good. Some of those throws were dimes. It's good progress. It's just product of his environment, I guess, is what I'm upset about.
It's progress. We're 4 games into this guy's season. We complained about him not being able to read a blitz week 1. He was the best quarterback, most accurate quarterback against the blitz yesterday. I think there's progress being made, and it's fairly fast. The one thing I'll agree with Judah Tribe here, and I'll agree with you, Jason, the vertical game isn't there. He's missing throws, but he's missing throws we know he can make, and he is going to get them. He is going to make. The overthrow, there was one really bad overthrow to Roma Dunze, and then there was another one that looked like DJ Moore just stopped running, and that's just miscommunication. I've said it the last 3 games. Eventually, they're going to get on the same page. I have to assume that DJ Moore and Caleb Williams are both too good to not get on the same page. So as soon as he does get a little bit more accurate and on the same page with his receivers, then that stretches the defense out. Then that stretches out, opens up the middle of the game, opens up the run game more. It's going to take time. That's why it feels like we're nitpicking stuff that this whole season is about Caleb Williams' development. I know it's rushed because we think this is a playoff team and they won 7 games last year. But the fact of the matter is none of these games, we're all hoping and we all want them to win. Mm-hmm. But it's all about Caleb's development, and he's 4 games into the season.
No, I get it. I just I don't like what I'm seeing so far from Shane Waldron, and I don't like the philosophy that Eberflus. It's too many screens. It's not. There's the schemes are bad. I don't know, man. Maybe like I said, maybe I'm just being neurotic. Maybe I'm wrong, but when you saw how Cole Kmet was stretching that field last week against Indy, and then now we're up against the worst defense and we're checking it down. It's to me, yes, there's small things to be hopeful about, but there's also a lot to be I feel like you take a step back on it. And, I want to see a fucking aggressive attack. That's what I want to see. I want to see them put up, when, I don't know if you guys saw yesterday the Green Bay Minnesota game. Towards the end, Packers needed 2 scores. They had there's 3 minutes in the game. Jordan Love got the ball down in a touchdown in 3 plays. That's the kind of stuff. Do you honestly think the Bears have that kind of attack right now where if they needed a touchdown within 2 minutes that they can get down there in that time? Because I don't think they could. I think that if you're going to be down when you're going to have to play some of these division teams, and we're going to be in shootouts and trying to chase points at some point. I just hope that when that time comes that we can get aggressive and get those chunk yardage, because I'm not seeing it right now.
I guess you won't know until you see it. I don't know how to really answer that. we haven't seen him in that predicament yet. So until he's in that predicament, we don't know how he's going to react. You know, there are some quarterbacks that shit comes naturally. Drew Brees was one of those guys. I mean, he just figured it out when he needed to figure it out, and that was it. He could have a shit game the entire game, but then when he needed to figure it out, he did.
So the other thing about Jordan Love is he has Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is like a top 6 coach in the league. Well,
that was my point that I'm making too. Like I'm more down that the environment that he's around with Waldron and Eberflus. And I wish like that we brought in the offensive guy to do that stuff, but we didn't. And it's just what I'm down about with the win. I'm happy we won, but I still think that there was some negatives to the offense yesterday, especially against like the worst defense. If this was, you know, going up against the Broncos or the Steelers or the Chargers, even when they have really good defenses, I would be like, yeah, take the blitz away with the check down, you know, make them pay for it. But Rams just get beat up on chunk plays. If any, like you watch what they did when they played the Cardinals, you know, 2 weeks ago. Marvin Harrison Jr. ate them fucking alive. Mm-hmm. You know, so like you're saying, like we don't have the guys that can do that. Like, yeah, we absolutely have the guys to do that, but we're not doing it, and that's what like frustrates me right now. Is that you want to see you see what his other peers are doing. You see what Marvin Harrison Jr. compared to Rome. Like, yes, Rome had a great game last week. You know, you see what Jaden Daniels is spreading the field with his offensive schemes. Like, that's where I'm just like, fuck, man, just more Bears fucking bullshit. You know, and I'm happy we won, but we should have won against the team with the worst defense in the league. And yes, 10 penalties does not help either.
That's
like that
is the pre-snap.
That's fucking horrible. Like
line, you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball time and time again. 1st and 15, 1st and 20. I mean, chunk plays are hard to come by when you know you got 3 downs to go get 20 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's I put that more back on defense on Eberflus that, you know, they were not well disciplined yesterday, and it showed and it hurt them. And again, that's just me being just very bearish on the, you know, on the coaching staff right now. So
yeah, the pre-snap penalties they got to clean up, and they got to clean it up quick. We've complained about Eberflus, we've complained about Shane Waldron. We haven't really brought up the offensive line coach, and I feel like he just gets, like a free pass because he's not like a big name. So I wrote it down, and it's Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan's been here for 3 years, and like he was the only one that stayed when Eberflus canned a bunch of his guys because they stunk, I mean, we don't know what happened with the defensive coordinator last year. I mean, we do, but we don't. But Chris Morgan's one of his buddies, and it's like there's a lack of an accountability there. Like, as much as I like Kokomet, and as much as he had a couple really good blocks, there's like pre-snap penalties from tight ends all year long. Like Komet's had a couple, Mercedes Lewis had one. Everett had one. Like, you can't get false starts from your goddamn tight ends. That's like something you just have to clean up. But yeah, like, our guy Jose says, it's 4 games. So it's 4 games and we're 2-2. If we predict, I think we all had them right around. We had them 3-1 and 2-2. This is a goddamn victory Monday. I feel like we're fucking complaining.
I know it's like fucking depressing over here.
I said maybe I'm just being neurotic, but I don't know. Like the way they started that game, it could have. If I feel personally that if the Rams were 100% healthy with Puka and Kupp, that the way Stafford was chewing up that defense, it would have been a completely different ball game. So we caught them.
We're playing the if game now.
I'm just saying, we all had that game on preseason as a win on paper, or maybe we split it. We had it a loss. I think you might have even had it as a loss too, Peter, and originally. But we caught the Rams at a good time. So yes, we should have won that game. But we probably wouldn't have if they had their 2 stud wide receivers. So that's kind of like, okay, like, are we going to be able to beat those teams at full strength when push comes to shove? Yes, it is. It is 67. I'm going full Bernstein here. I'm in full fucking Bernstein. I'm in full fucking Bernstein mode right now.
All right. Like that. Let me turn it around. A couple game balls, if you will. We got to give out feel good stories. Obviously, Johnny mentioned Tory Taylor. Tory Taylor is a weapon, and he changed the game. The way he's able to flip the field and help out the defense is unbelievable. We knew that coming in. We had the punk god stuff. Tory Taylor was awesome. Javon Dexter is a dude. He is turning into one of the nastiest Bears, and I like it. I like that Javon Dexter is coming into his own. Jaquan Brisker probably had the best game in his professional career, and he was all over the field. I mean, he was wreaking havoc. I had to tweet out there. Eberflus dials up a Brisker blitz like once a game, and we saw it in the preseason against Cincinnati, and he's dialed it up once a game, like each of the first 4 games, and it works every time. It's almost like a Madden glitch, and I love it. And it's like he just blitzes, sacks the quarterback, and it's awesome. And then the last one is Doug Kramer. Johnny, you mentioned, Roshan Johnson running the 3rd and shorts or the goal line stuff. Doug Kramer, Hinsdale guy, local guy. We need more of that. We just need the power eye, get a couple yards, and just put your head down and just plow your ass forward. He's a big ass dude. They put him in as fullback, and he's just blocking the hell out of the guys. So as much as I like to complain about Shane Waldron, it seemed like yesterday there was like a little bit of a turning point. He started off flat. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that he put in, like Doug Kramer and Roshan Johnson instead of doing some bullshit fucking screen pass that he did all of the first 3 games. Slowly but surely. We talked about it takes time to gel. Obviously, if you want to look around the league, we're not the Bills, we're not the Redskins, we're not even the Vikings. And who would have thought the Vikings were going to be this?
That's shocking.
But it's time. We're 4 games in. We talked about the schedule. It's an easy schedule coming up. You got to go like 4-1 in these next couple games. At least 3-2, but realistically 4-1 to really have a shot at the end of the year. So I'm okay. I'm okay if they're slowly start, like, it's not coming all at once. We're not getting the chunk plays and we're still getting the penalties. But as long as we see progress within these next games. Now, don't get me wrong. They lose to Carolina next week. I'm going to be motherfucking the world, and we might burn this fucking place to the ground.
If they lose to, well, they're not playing against Bryce Young anymore, so they got Andy Dalton. Yeah, but I joked in the beginning that beginning of the season that if they lose to Carolina, you got to instantly fire Eberflus and Shane Waldron, because that's just unacceptable. But that's not Bryce Young anymore. So I'm not, like I'm saying, I'm not worried about Andy Dalton. The game that worries me is against Washington, where if Jaden Daniels just out fucking performs and embarrasses us, the Chicago media, the fans, they might, me myself included, might have a collective fucking meltdown. So that's the game. Don't say look ahead, but I'm looking ahead and against that Washington game in 3 weeks. So
yeah, no, that'll be a very interesting game. The one thing that I can say, and the one thing that we were kind of bitching about earlier, was that we weren't playing any division games like right out of the gates, and it was like a long haul till we get to one. Now I am so fucking glad, because if they could work out all these kinks and everything right now and kind of slowly progress and build up into something. I mean, dude, we all said they're taking 2 from the Vikings. Sam Darnold ain't going to be anything. Sam Darnold's the best fucking quarterback in the NFL right now. I mean, you want to talk about taking crazy pills. I mean, dude, like, where are we at with that? I mean, what is going on with him? I mean, is the Jets organization just that bad?
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good possibility, yes, for that.
Fuck.
All right. Before we wrap up Bears talk here, Peter, you had a chart here you wanted to to show us? Because you're
I had a couple of things. So this is
the
NFL
chart guy now.
tiers, not including the Monday Night Football games right now, but you see the Bears right here, defensive efficiency way up there, offense, behind the line of scrimmage, if you will. We just need them to slowly matriculate your way left to right, and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
All these teams up here, all these teams, obviously the Vikings are very, very good. The Bills and the 49ers, all of the, the class of the NFL. As long as you're a little bit better on offense, they'll be okay. I think it comes a lot with the offensive line grades, and that's where my other chart was going to be. Nate Davis coming off the bench saved their ass this week. I mean, we've said a lot of bad things about Nate Davis not wanting to practice. I mean, not wanting to do any of the preseason, not wanting to block the first 3 weeks. He came off the bench and basically saved their ass. He had a really good pass blocking day. Gerald Everett, obviously tight end. But Darnell Wright, barely good enough. But yeah, man. I mean, obviously Tevin Jenkins got hurt, so it's hard to grade him. But
Did they announce what the injury was? Did they say if he's out?
Back the whole time. He's had a bad back since, I guess the preseason that he's been battling. But Shelton, Jenkins, even Matt Pryor, which I thought Matt Pryor played decent last week. But that's the thing. You got to start gelling. You got to all have good weeks one week or the other. And it's just like they keep flip-flopping. 1 week it's this guy. The other week it's not. So yeah. Oh, yeah. They did say rib injury on the broadcast.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't pay out that big contract that he was looking for. And I don't think he's not going to get it from the Bears, I don't think.
Yeah, he's on the last year of his deal, and he said he wanted to get paid. And
he'll get paid, but it ain't gonna be from the Bears. I think there's gonna be a complete overhaul, and I don't know what's happening with Darnell Wright, but that's not the way what you expect from your 9th overall pick. But yeah, that's so. All right, we'll put the ball in the Bears talk right now. I expecting another win against Carolina. I just I want to see that Kmet and Rome just running seams up the middle and getting 15, 20 yards a pass.
All right, question.
Yeah.
Not that this is going to happen, because anything can happen in any given Sunday. Say the Bears get off to a huge lead early because Panthers are not very good. This defense is good. Say they get, a defensive turnover, you run in a couple touchdowns, or even Caleb Williams throws 2, and they're on cruise control. Are we still going to get mad that we're not throwing vertical, or are we going to be happy next week?
Well, let's see how we score those points.
I want to know, is the only way you're going to be happy on a victory Monday if they put up 350 yards passing? What's
I would say
threshold.
I would say 250 and 2 would make me very happy against a bad Carolina team. I think the benchmark.
What if it's 250 and 2, but it's all more dink and dunk and DeAndre Swift screen pass?
Yeah, I would be upset with that because Carolina's defense isn't good. Like you should be. Yeah, you want to win, but you want to have you don't want to be that offense that the Bears always have, where it's
4 games. He's gonna mess up. He's gonna have inaccuracy. He's gonna.
But he didn't mess up. He didn't mess up last week. He actually played well.
What I'm saying,
he didn't turn the ball. He didn't turn the ball over. He was 15 for 15 with his passes, within 15 yards. So the accuracy was there. He was going through his progressions a lot better. Like I said, the passes, the pass to DJ Moore in the end zone, that was a fucking dime. That was a good read, good throw. The one over the linebacker's fingertips to Kmet, fucking great throw. More of that. Against a bad fucking Rams team, there should have been a lot more of that. That's my fucking point.
I'll take the efficiency.
Hey, we could be like the White Sox and we could not win any games. Do you want to go back to that?
Yeah, well, before we can talk a little Sox and Bulls here in a minute, but we got to pay some bills first, so pay it.
The Chicago Sports Bums are proud to announce our newest sponsor, the original Chickies Beef and Banquet, located at 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside. Serving you all your favorite beef stand classics. An absolute must while you're there is their pan pizza. And when you're done, make sure you save room for dessert. Their famous cannoli milkshake is a perfect ending to any great meal. Stop in today and tell them the Chicago Sports Bum sent you.
All right. Let's go with some basketball. I don't know how much Sox talk I can do, but Derrick Rose announced his retirement a couple days ago, and took a lot of Chicago fans were a lot of sad about that because it brings back memories of when he was in the Bull and when he had the MVP. We're the B's, he's the P season, and the playoff runs, and then it was just the injuries and all that and what could have been. So Derrick Rose officially retires, and I think we all wish him well. Wish that he would have been a Bull his entire career. I want to know from you guys though, where do you? Because like Scottie Pippen had this out there, and there's other blogs. Do you think number one is where would you rank him as far as best Bulls players of all time, and is he rafter worthy now?
I'll go first on that. So I think he is rafter worthy just because he was an MVP. See, I'm saying it myself too. I'm saying MVP. MVP. When he was on, he was on. There was nobody that could stop him. When he drove to the basket, it was hard to defend him because he just had that that basketball IQ. Like he just had those moves. He could cross over. He was just really good at playing basketball, and it sucked that both of his legs like just gave out. Because I thought that he probably would have been if not one of the all-time, not better than Jordan, but he definitely is like up there as far as a top Bulls player of all time. I'll say the only thing is that, with the whole championships and stuff like that, I mean, he never won a championship. If you're going to compare best Bulls players, he's definitely in the top 5 for sure. I mean, you got to put him up there. But I think he deserves to have his number in the rafters. Yeah.
I mean, rookie of the year, MVP, those first 4 years, you could put him up against anybody. People are saying Hall of Fame. He's not. He's the first MVP that's not going to make the Hall of Fame. And I know people said like what could have been. We all know what should have been. I mean, he was on his way, man. He was on his way to make the Bulls relevant again. I mean, the Derrick Rose Bulls was probably the last time I gave a fuck about the Bulls. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Jimmy Butler Bulls, but I mean, that was the last time I really cared about basketball. So yeah, I really do think the jersey in the rafters should be for sure thing. There's other people in the rafters that he's better than. In terms of best Bulls of all time, like I really don't. I mean, I can't say Bob Love or Johnny Red Kerr or all the like that's not I can't speak on that. But since Jordan, I mean, obviously it's Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and then Derrick Rose. Like I don't know who else you would compare to. Like he's top 5 in my lifetime.
Yeah, me being the massive basketball fan that I am, my opinion, I would definitely put him in the top 5. I do think just because of the sentiment, he would deserve a jersey in the rafters. Also, end of the day, Jerry Reinsdorf knows he's going to be able to sell the shit out of that game. He's going to make merchandise out of it. It's all about the money with our guy Uncle Jerry. So,
but like, all right, so who's up on the rafter? Isn't like Tony Kukoc in the rafters right now?
No.
Who's in the rafters?
So it's
Jordan, Pippen, Bill,
Jerry Sloan.
Yeah, Jerry Sloan.
Bob Love.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So all right.
It's not a lot.
I'm gonna go apples to oranges, and maybe we could involve Dougie in this because this just happened recently.
Mhm.
Was Derrick Rose a better basketball player than Chris Chelios was a hockey player?
Good question.
I would argue
Damn.
yes.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Like at their peaks, he was better. So if that's the case, put him in the rafters.
Damn, that
That's
was
a
really
good-
that was good. Fuck.
You know what, Peter? You might have changed my mind because I said I was going to originally say no, he wasn't rafter worthy, just because of the. Yes, he had those great years, but just because of him only being on the Bulls for 7 seasons, I didn't see that as the body of work is enough to be considered, like rafter worthy. But when you mentioned what they did with Chris Chelios, I'm like, oh, well, I guess kind of makes sense.
And obviously the Blackhawks make their decisions and the Bulls make their decisions.
Yeah.
One. But I mean, Yumper's saying no, that he's 4 seasons is not better than a career. And then Luke saying, how many Norris trophies did Chelios win? That MVP goes a long way. I think it carries a shit ton of weight, man. There's only so many people that have won that trophy.
I also think that the Chicago connection plays a big part of it as well.
Yeah, I know. 100%. Hometown hero.
Simeon product.
Yeah, he was beloved by all.
I think personally, if he wasn't like from the Chicago machine growing up and all that, I don't think people are maybe really having this conversation. I think a lot of it is sentimental because of the Chicago guy, and I think if it was just any other guy that we brought in from outside and he had the 1-2s, he had the 4 great seasons and left, I don't think people would be talking to it. I think a lot of it is the Chicago connection. So,
but I wasn't even comparing it to that. I would even bring up Chicago connection whatsoever. I think even if he was from like Indiana or from Boston or wherever, I think still he deserves to have that number in the rafters. He made basketball for the Bulls when it was shitty, very entertaining. I always loved watching him play. Just literally making people look ridiculous trying to defend him. And I think another thing too is like, yeah, we could do the whole woulda, coulda, shoulda type of thing if he didn't get injured. And, what about if he didn't get injured that, that first playoff game against Philadelphia where they could have been, they were one of the top teams in the NBA at the time as well too. So I think he deserves it regardless if he's from Chicago or not. Like, yes, he is a Southsider and all that, but I never put that in there first. I just think that he deserves that number in the rafters. I thought he was one of, a great all-time Bull.
Yeah.
Okay,
it really shouldn't matter. You mentioned, Johnny, it shouldn't matter, but it does help that he's the hometown kid.
Yeah. Intern Aaron says she missed a lot, but D Rose is the only other Bull to win besides Jordan's rafters. She missed a lot because she's probably nursing that hangover of 16, actually 19 drinks.
I think she might have missed a lot of the Rose era.
Oh, okay. I thought
she missed a lot of the
podcast. Yeah, there's a lot of BumCast because
why are you throwing her under the bus like that, man?
What the hell?
Wow.
She posted on Instagram. If you out yourself on the gram, you get free reign on the BumCast.
Yeah.
So
you know what? So wait, I saw this a lot. There's a couple people on Twitter and talking about him not wanting to recoup players when he could. I kind of like that about him. And granted, in the long run, it hurt him and it hurt the Bulls team. But I like the fact that he was one of those guys that says, "Fuck this! I could do it on my own, and I could do it with my guys." He was he was everything opposite of LeBron. He wasn't the, Bosh and Wade and everything else. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it on my own. Granted, he got hurt and he never did. And there's an argument to be made that maybe they never beat the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James. But we won't know. I like that. I like that he's like, let me figure it out on my own. We could win without anybody else.
Because the old school guy, he was like an old school guy.
He was.
Bird wasn't like that. Magic wasn't like that. Jordan wasn't like that. Isaiah wasn't like that. Like
you remember when they asked him like, "Oh, are you going to recruit?" And his answers are like, "If they want me to." He didn't want to like actively go and create the super team, which I always fucking loved that. It was.
We've talked about it before, like just that one All-Star game when they were doing all those introductions and the three of them come out dancing and D Rose is just standing there like these fucking clowns. I mean, you can see it on his face, so yeah, mad respect for that.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to talk any White Sox, or we just want to be like,
just pour one out for them? Worst team ever.
Pour one out there for them.
I mean, this is the last time we probably talk Sox for the next 5 months. So.
Well, no, we'll eventually talk to them when Chris signs those big top tier free agents that we're all going to get this year. So when Juan Soto signs, when Aaron Judge comes, we'll get all. Yeah.
When are we going to do an emergency BumCast when they re-sign Grady Sizemore?
Yeah, when Grady's. We'll all be motherfucking when Grady Sizemore becomes the new permanent manager, and they didn't interview anyone because they don't want to waste a year seeing what they got. They want to have what's already in house, and Grady Sizemore will be the best person to evaluate the talent that's already here instead of having an outside person come in. Right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
We're talking baseball. I might as well put my team's hat on.
No, so the one thing.
No.
The one thing I do want to talk about in relation to the White Sox, before we get to a little nonsense here, is the Chicago Sports Network that's launching officially tomorrow. So a couple more hours left of Comcast Sportsnet, or whatever you want to call it now, NBC Sports. So they officially announced their show today. Their 3 shows. And I gotta be honest, the studio cast of shows, it sounds a little mid to me. It doesn't move the needle for me. Doesn't give me a chub. They're gonna have like their flagship. No chub. They're gonna have like their flagship show. They're gonna have a college football show, and they're gonna have a pro football show. And it's called the Big College Football Show and the Big Pro Football Show. Good job, Jerry, and the marketing team for coming up with awesome names for that, which is call it the most generic ass shit you could possibly imagine.
Time out. First, I agree with you. This all has been half-assed from the beginning. Like the announcements, the releases, post announcements on, acquisition from Comcast, or when they announced that the over-the-air antennas and things like that. But throughout this whole process, and I get it, it's easy bullet point. We sell a shirt with this fucking clown nose on it. But you keep saying like, good job, Jerry. Like he's doing the hiring for these like studio shows, or like he's doing
because he has his hand in everything. Like he's bringing La Russa and telling Getz who to fucking hire. Like you don't think he's signing off the way he is? He's got to be 100% approving all this shit.
He's approving the salaries. I'll guarantee you he's approving the salaries. But you're telling me he cares if fucking Doug Buffon's on 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Fucking Jerry don't give a fuck about that.
That could be a good point. It could be a good point, but I also know that how he controls everything, and this was his idea. This was his brainchild. This is what he wanted to do. So I don't think he's just signing checks. I think he's giving his input on people and telling like who he doesn't want. Like we got fucking David Haw, for God's sakes. Like
David Haw. I got no problem with Haw. Haw's
no,
fine.
he's got some bad fucking takes though when he writes for Sun Times, man.
I got the
Tribune. Sorry,
it's too hard. You don't have to read this whole thing, but this was the release.
No,
it was the Chicago Lead is the main show. That's going to be like the Chicago sports news show, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it's the other two, the Big College Football Show, which is ridiculous, and the Big NFL Show that they said is going to focus mostly on the NFC North, which is I thought it was okay with.
Isn't Annie Agar? Isn't she a Packers fan?
Okay, so this is what a lot of people have been complaining about. That Annie Agar basically made her bones on the internet trolling Bears fans, which is true. But my argument to that would be we're very easily trollable. 1 and 2, I think she does really good NFL social media. Will that translate to a studio show? I don't know, but like her Twitter account, when it's talking about like the NFL, I think it's fine. So yeah, is it a problem that she's a Packers fan? Probably, but you always need to have like that dissenting voice,
Yeah. To be honest, I'm kind of over her shtick. I mean, it was funny like the first few times I watched her interviews. I think she needs a new gimmick. To be honest, I think she's got to mix it up. I think that the whole interview thing is just run its course, in my opinion. It's like John Cena coming out with the jorts for fucking 15 years straight. Come on, make a heel turn already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what the studio looks like. They said it's going to be in the. I think they took a couple pictures, but it's going to be in the atrium of the United Center, and it's going to be the backdrop's going to be the Jordan statue. I think that'll be fine. We got to get to the UC. Whenever the pre and post game shirts, this is a homework assignment for Dougie and Joey P. I need to see as many Chicago Sports Bum shirts in the backdrop of all those pre and post game shows.
I'll have to get there early. Joey could just stand over people.
Yeah, front row bum shirts.
Can you bring the bum flag? Bring the bum flag behind you too, and
I could do that.
Just get all that free advertisement, and then let's see how maybe just do like bring the sell the team Jerry signs, and then you'll see how long before those get kicked out.
Yeah, get the clown shirt on there.
Yeah, but like if you bring it to like the Hawks game, maybe Hawks security isn't going to be as relentless with those signs because it's not Jerry.
Yeah,
it's so they're going to be like, fuck that old guy. We want him to sell too. He's screwing us over.
So here's the problem, Jay. You've been complaining about this thing. It hasn't even launched yet. So now we need to sell the team sign, but you specifically, Jay, you got to show up and say sell the network sign. You're complaining about the whole goddamn network.
Sell the network. Yeah, I like that. I'm still waiting for them to announce about the YouTube or Xfinity, whatever. Like just the antenna shit. Okay. Yes, can I go out and buy a $20 antenna? Yeah, I can. The principle of it, I shouldn't have to, in the year of our fucking Lord 2020, I shouldn't have to go out and buy an HD antenna when I pay for high-end cable modems and routers to fucking pump my video content to my TV.
Can I stop for a second? Jason, I think every segment we just did and every single one, you've been complaining all show the whole time. And I don't know if I've noticed, like, normally you do complain about things here and there. I think every segment that we hit, you've had some sort of issue with it.
Yeah, I'm angry. I live in Chicago and we have shitty fucking sports teams, man, with shitty owners and shitty coaches. And we just set the record for the worst fucking sports team in MLB history. And then we had to read a letter that wasn't even wrote by Jerry. And then I got an email to me as well, too. So I got it on Twitter and I got it.
Did you read that? I did not read it. I knew what it said.
I said unless it begins with, a media release of Jerry's going to be selling the team, I have no interest in what the fuck he's saying whatsoever.
Now, I was going to complain to you complaining about, this network being free and over the air. Like only you could figure out a way to be like, this is free for everybody. Hell no, I don't want to pay the $20 antenna. And I'd rather pay the $70 YouTube to watch my Chicago Sports Network than getting free. But I saw today. Even with the antennas, the over the air is only reaching like certain parts of Chicago. So like even us or Bolingbrook, we might be shit out of luck. I'm not. That hasn't.
I'm gonna laugh if like the border is 355 and I cross the border. I can cross the expressway. I can't get it.
So me being the troll that I am, Jay, I was just hoping that you did end up getting the antenna and it didn't work, because imagine that blow up.
All right. So are we gonna find out what antenna company Jerry bought before this whole thing went down.
Yes, that's at 100%. Follow the money. Like just like he's got this piece of shit security for the stadium. He's got his hands in some kind of fucking HD antenna. He's like, you know who we need to bring back right now? Fucking HD antennas, man. We need to get that. I'm gonna buy a stake in a company and I'm gonna make sure everyone has to buy one to watch my two shitty fucking franchises.
Yeah, Johnny and Joey P are good.
I'm gonna laugh though if I do end up buying an antenna, and then I got the surround sound, the receiver. If I have to go like get up every time I want to watch a game, I have to go get up off the couch, turn the dial, man.
Rabbit ears.
Yeah,
that's adjusted.
Yeah,
like,
the aluminum foil.
Have to fucking get up off my couch every time I want to watch a fucking game now.
I'm gonna do some homework for you, Jace, just so we could calm the nerves, or maybe even ramp them up a little more. I have an antenna. I've never hooked it up since we've gotten to this house, but I have one of those digital over-the-air antennas. Tonight, I'll hook it up. I'll do the search button thing, let it run, and we'll see if 62. I think it's 62.2, right? Is that what they announced the channel is going to be? I'll see if it comes on the airwaves, if you will.
Wow, those are the former. Oh no, you said 62.2. I was thinking about when ECW used to have those shows back in the day.
Oh man, imagine if they showed ECW. That's the thing. So all right, so we've had this discussion before. Like, what are they going to fill the programming with? And I think the 108 guys did the same thing on the Sunday Soak one day. But if he could get the rights are the WWE, right? I was like, give me old ECW or old wrestling shows, like late night on Chicago Sports Network. I'd be all in for that. Even if it's like, old like AWA or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be like fucking like communist like North Korea. The channel's gonna sign off at 10 o'clock. You're just gonna see a picture of Jerry's face, like hand over his heart
with the national anthem playing.
It's like Jerry, like looking all glowing, like there's your supreme leader for the next 8 hours until network television comes back on the air.
You said 10 p.m. whether or not there's a game on. It's gonna be the third quarter of a Bulls game.
And they're gonna shut that shit off. That's it.
Jerry Reinsdorf. There it is. Till 6 a.m. in the morning. Oh. All right. Well,
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm curious to see Peter. You get the antenna and we'll report back, and I'm
gonna hook it up.
All right. Before we get into some nonsense, let's get one more bill paid, shall we? For ourselves.
Our own bills.
Yeah.
Dog eating dog.
Big Cartel is the official home of Chicago Sports Bums merch. Help support your favorite podcast by buying a couple 2-3 shirts. We got socks, bears, hawks, and bum branded threads. And all of our shirts are unisex sizes. Remember, all the proceeds go back directly into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates that keeps them free for everyone. And keep an eye out for new shirts coming very soon. So visit shysportsbums.bigcartel.com today. Go ahead.
Hand up. There was a new graphic for that. I don't know why. I just realized now we've been running that ad for like a month. That Ian Thorpe shirt was not supposed to be there. It was supposed to be the new Bear shirts. And there's a couple other shirts that I was rotating around.
Ian Thorpe.
I don't know why that Ian Thorpe shirt is there. We've sold 0 of them. It was like
Drew Thorpe.
Or Ian Thorpe's a swimmer. Yeah, Drew Thorpe.
Close.
Hey, until he takes off next year, and then you're gonna do the hammer, drop the hammer shirt. But yes, as mentioned, all of our merch helps support our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. And if you already have a shirt, you can also support us by dropping a super chat or two. So, any way to support your favorite Gen Z podcast,
favorite angry dudes.
Yeah, favorite yelling. I might need a bourbon later. All right. I got a couple things I want to run by you guys. I don't know if you saw this. Ohtani's home run ball, the 50-50 ball. Some kid grabbed it and he did the smartest thing ever. He caught it. He's 18 years old. Thank God he's not that fucking Zach Hamper motherfucker, whatever his name is. Yeah. If he caught that, I would have just went. I don't know what I've done.
Yeah.
but some 18-year-old kid caught this, and he immediately bolted out of the fucking stadium.
No.
He's
Did he get it authenticated?
Yeah.
Okay. No,
it's on auction. It's on auction right now. And this kid's name is, he's 18 years old. His name is Max Mattis.
Okay. Sounds fake.
Wait, hold on a second. Yeah. Anyways, the starting bid right now for this is $500,000.
Good Lord.
So half a mil for this ball.
Okay.
And you can also do a buy it now for $4.5 million between September 27th and October 9th. And if the bidding reaches $3 million, then the option to purchase will no longer be available. So yeah, that kid who did it, he did the right fucking thing. He hauled ass out of that. So smart for him.
Why is this ball so expensive? Just because it's the
Ohtani
50 or whatever?
The Ohtani 55th, the home run ball for 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like the home run, it's by itself isn't a big deal. It's because he stole a base. Like they should give that. You need the oven mitt, the corresponding oven mitt for the slide. It's you didn't break Barry Bonds' record. You didn't do anything like that. I get it. It's 50-50, but
yeah, I heard this too, Beef, that they tried to offer him $300K and he said no. Like, so
that was
smart.
Like,
You'd
granted,
have taken it, Dougie?
Yep,
Ohtani has a ton of fans, and obviously someone's going to pay a lot of money for that. But you're saying 4.5 mil. It seems like a lot for like a non. I get it. 50-50 is a big deal, but like it's not like a home run record or anything like that.
How much do you remember when Barry Bonds hit that? What was it, like 73rd home run? Didn't Todd McFarlane, buy it for like $3 million or something like that? Wasn't like it was a ridiculous amount of money. Like I can't remember.
Yeah,
I gotta check into that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The other thing I saw, Jason, about that was because there was a video out there. There was another kid that like reached in, and now he's suing that guy just because he said because he
that's
had,
I think
like
the Max Mass. That's the Max guy I was mentioning. I think I was trying to read the cliff notes of this article, but yeah, I think that's the Max kid. But yeah, it is. The ball is on auction right now for $500,000, so or potentially higher now.
So I knew Tom McFarlane was a huge sports fan, and I had to bring that up because I do remember seeing this. So McFarlane, an avid baseball fan, paid $2.6 million at auction for baseball that St. Louis Cardinals first baseman Mark McGwire hit for his then record-breaking 70th home run. Sammy Sosa's, he paid $175,000 for a 66 home run, and then in 2003 McFarlane paid about $517,500 at auction for Barry Bonds' record-breaking 73rd home run ball. So
yeah, 4.5 million for this thing seems like, I get it, inflation, but it seems a little.
It's still worth 50. Yeah, I agree.
So now the reason why I was asking you if he got it authenticated was because there was some kind of like big like home run ball or some kind of like monumental thing or whatever, and the person would not let anybody touch it, including the authenticator, the MLB authenticator at the game. And the moment that you like leave that stadium and if it's not authenticated, they have no idea to whether you switch that ball, it's a different ball. Like there was a whole big thing of it. That's why I was wondering, because like he could have made a great decision, or he could have made a really costly one by not getting it.
No, yeah. When I say he bolted, like he just made sure like he didn't stick around. He just
gone. Yep.
Absolutely. Let's get this shit, because like what Beef said in the comments, the Dodgers tried to offer him cash, and he rightly said no, which is good. Like, because especially how much Ohtani's worth. Be like, motherfucker, you're like. You got $700 million from the Dodgers. Like, give me a chunk of that shit.
Well, you think Ohtani wants it?
Probably not.
I think it's more valuable to either the Dodgers or the Baseball Hall of Fame or some sort of museum or a collector. I don't think Ohtani gives a fuck about it.
Ohtani's already had what he was 52 or 53, 50, whatever it was.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't want that. I don't need that ball from three ago. People just like the round numbers, So
now, if he hits 74 home runs, yes, I think that would probably be more of a value than a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, I got one more. Headline, I guess, to show you. I came across this, a little nonsense here. You guys remember the Home Alone house, right? Everybody remembers the Home Alone house, the movie. It's on the market. It's pending right now. I'm going to show you this right now. This is the current, what it looks like on the outside. 5.2 million. Let me see if I can zoom in here just a bit. But I want to ask you guys if you remember how this looks. Kind of sharing this here. They really updated the inside of this. This is more of what I wanted to show you.
Yeah, I think you have to.
If you remember from how the original movie was and everything, now it's all pristine, like white and modern and
fucking Chip and Joanna got a hold of this motherfucker.
Yeah, like look at this. Look at this fancy ass. So you got 5 beds, 6 bath, 9,000 square foot house, and then I went down to the kitchen immediately. Because I
like that office. Wait, scroll up to that office. I like that. That's Jason. You could do a nice ass BumCast from there with the HLIC, the headlamp in charge in there.
That's right. He's moving in with me. But remember the kitchen where they all eat the pizza and they spill the Pepsi? Like they got 2 islands in this thing now. Like this is. I want to after seeing these pictures, I kind of want to go back and watch like the first few minutes of the movie when everyone's like running around the house.
I mean, immediately, this is now like go back to that kitchen. I don't remember it being that open. Open concepts became a thing post, Home Alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you could tell where like those beams probably had drywall. It was more of an enclosed situation. Because I remember, Kevin McAllister running around the island. It didn't seem that open.
Yeah. Well, that the one scene where like they spill the soda, the one cousin gets his face smashed up against this chair in the wall.
Yes, great point, Dougie.
I hate the way this house looks.
You don't like it? I like these type of.
If I'm gonna buy the Home Alone house, I want everything how it looked at Home Alone, and I'm even including give me the paint buckets that he threw over. Like I want the whole thing. I want the cars on the floor. The Michael Jordan.
In the.
I want that. I don't want this fucking modern shit. I want old school Home Alone. That's what I'm buying. I'm buying the old school stuff.
Hold on, Jenny. I got to show you something because there's something in this house that wasn't shown in the movie.
I was gonna say, did they get rid of that scary ass furnace?
They better keep that.
Hold on, wait. I gotta go. I might have to scroll down just a little bit more. Yeah, into the basement here. So the basement is modern, but look at this. There's a fucking basketball court.
Holy hell! What is that? Poker table?
They've done so much more pranks and traps in the basketball court. What the hell was this?
That's got to be an addition.
That has to be.
So, man, because if
that basement
that
basement was spooky, scary from what I remember it.
Dang. Wisconsin basketball. Get that shit out of here.
I know, that too, and then I'm guessing like right here is where he ziplined, I guess. If I'm looking at the back of the house and the up there, I'm guessing that's where he ziplined to the tree.
They took the tree house down.
That might have been built for the movie, Johnny.
Fuck this house.
Do the neighbors still shovel the sidewalks?
I was about to say, Old Man Marley, whatever his name was. It his name, Old Man Marley, or is that somebody else?
Marley.
Yeah. Is he his scary? I mean, don't get me wrong, Dougie. I appreciate neighbors shoveling sidewalks. I do it for my neighbors all the time. Old Man Marley used the most inefficient shovel known to man. You lived in Chicago how long, and you're using that piece of shit shovel? Yep. Any Menards or Home Depot, you could get yourself a better shovel, Old Man Marley. So
here's the bed he was jumping on. It doesn't have I think it's the master bed if I had to guess, but
yeah, it looks like it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but there's the banister where the paint cans came down off of. So.
Yeah, where's the statue the delivery guy knocks open? Wasn't that like a little like jockey with the
Yeah,
lamp?
it's a jockey with
Yeah.
So just a little quick thing that that guy, that the delivery pizza guy, actually worked with my dad.
Oh, really?
What?
Yes, he worked with my dad for a little bit. And he told me that because he also was on an episode or two of Saved by the Bell. So he was telling my dad that as well too, that when he was in California or whatever for acting, that he worked for my dad for a little bit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So that's the updated modern Home Alone house that's currently pending sale at $5.2 million.
Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Not that bad of a price, all things considered. That was a fucking big ass house with a lot of amenities.
Yeah.
And you get the basketball court with it too.
Yeah.
And
shit I can do on that range.
That I have fucking Kevin McAllister's house.
Peter, let's go back to Jackie's comment about the shovel guy. I can't remember his name. This is my third one.
Oh man, Marley.
Marley.
Yeah, he was too depressed to go buy a new shovel because his son hated him.
Well, maybe he was depressed because of that shovel because that thing was terrible.
Yeah. Like,
but his son hated him. So I mean, maybe
maybe his son hated him because he had a piece of shit shovel.
Well, maybe his son should buy him a shovel. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. I mean, hold on a second. That wasn't his fault that him and his dad had a fight. His son should have got him a shovel. How about that? How about his son step up? You know,
it's possible.
This is getting way too much into this right now. So let's move on to the next one, please, before I.
Yeah. Well,
wait, hold on. Last thing. At closing, when you sign all the paperwork, do you just toss in a little "keep the change, you filthy animal," just for good, just for
that
old time's sake?
Yeah. You know what? That's the one thing too, Peter. They didn't show any of the pictures of the doggy door.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before we bump some people, Dougie, you had a quick question you wanted to ask us.
Yeah. So I had this thought, and I know I texted you guys about it, but it's not as simple as you think. In your lifetime, do you think that you've spent more money on alcohol, or do you think you've spent more money on tickets to things? Now, I know what you're thinking right out of the gates. Alcohol, for sure. But I want to bring up two valid points. A1, tickets when you weren't 21. And I'm also talking about concerts, movies, tickets to everything. What do you think you spent more money on?
Alcohol.
It's not even close, dude.
Yeah, I would say alcohol. Yeah.
I understand. We've gone to a lot of concerts, Johnny. Yeah. Like when we were growing up, our uncle took us to a bunch. But at that time, Q101 jamborees and all those things were like $13, $15 for tickets to some places. And we've been drinking enough. Jason, you didn't help with your club in the Shy days where we're buying bottles at random ass nightclubs. It's by far alcohol. I mean, look at this. This is like 15 Lollapaloozas right here. Like, it's just, I don't think it's close.
But you got a couple of bottles here. That's like the price of a 3-day pass, right? So I mean, But you're talking about, but also you're just talking about all the beer and like the bottles you buy for pregame and stuff. Oh yeah, here's $15 for a case. You're bringing over to a party. You stop and buy, maybe grabbing a handle of Tito's, to bring to someone's house. Like,
yeah.
That's pretty good, Johnny. What are like the average ticket prices to all your stuff? Do a couple concerts, a couple of Sox games, because this was back in the day when tickets were
I got a lot of stuff like back in the day. So, let's see. Well, back in 2012, 2010. Oh no, it's 2018. Well, that was like $109 for a Bears ticket.
Pick a ticket, Johnny.
Yeah, just give me a random Tuesday Sox game or something.
I don't have a Tuesday Sox game.
I want to move on here. Johnny be staring at this board for 20 minutes.
Johnny, you fucking old ass. You need your cheaters. You want to borrow my glasses?
Wait, hold on. Continue the conversation.
We're gonna bump some people if you can't find a ticket price here, but it's easily booze for me.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
it's no question, booze. It's not even close. Like movies, concerts. I mean, we take the kids to the zoo all the time. All of that is substantially cheaper than the alcohol consumption for the last 20 years.
Oh, I got one. All right, so 2004, price for a ticket, $14.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I
Wow.
remember Jamboree being like $20, and it was like an
A
all-day
bottle of Grey
festival.
Goose. A bottle of Grey Goose cost more than that back in the
I
day.
went
Man. I
to
was still
go-
paying
hold
20.
on,
I was still
I-
paying $20 for a goose.
So I went to go see the Offspring at the Aragon for $27.50. This
Yeah.
was back in 2004. Wow,
One-
2004 was a good time.
One
so.
bottle at Enclave costs more than that entire picture frame worth of tickets.
Vex.
So,
Yeah.
$20 for a game, Sox versus Toronto in 2000. I don't know where I was sitting back then, but
See, now this is a good question. Have I spent more money on zoo season passes or zoo beers? They got Goose Island at Brookfield. They're pretty delicious when you're, walking around going to the random exhibits. I think it's even. I don't really drink a lot at the zoo, but it's pretty close.
Oh, I'm going to the zoo on Saturday with my sibs and my niece because she's almost 2. We're taking her for Boo in the zoo. And my sister's like, "Oh, we got you guys guest passes, so you don't have to worry about it." I'm like,
Can we come?
I'm just saying, but like she's
No, I'm
she's
saying,
telling
I'm
she's
inviting
like,
myself.
"That's fine, come to Boo in the zoo." But I was like, "All right, you got me free guest passes. Fucking first round's on me. Then I'm gonna be getting drunk at Boo in the zoo, man. I'm gonna have a blast on Saturday. Because nothing is more fun than getting drunk at the zoo. And you see some animal, and you're like, "Oh, look at that motherfucker! Like."
He's sleeping.
He's fucking cool.
are we still talking about tickets or no?
Yeah, what do you got?
Section 105, 1997, $13.
Damn, man. Fucking, they don't make it like they used. I mean, I don't know what we got to do. Inflation. I'm not going to get political, but fucking give me cheap tickets. God damn. That was a good time.
Well, I look
All
like
right,
Teddy Roosevelt in these glasses.
You
Dude,
do.
I'm telling you
So
right now.
Missy dropped some cash for you. She just threw a couple dollars in your garter belt there. So God, he's so hot. No comment there. Imagine me and Johnny playing ball there all day. So
that would be good. We'd make some good content in that basketball court at the Home Alone house.
Yeah. So
I don't want it.
All right. Time to bump some people now, right? Let's close the show.
Yep.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
All right, let's get to our listener. What a bums and MVBs. First, we're starting. Oh, we got
Sorry,
one comment.
I wanted to get to this comment because Jackie says, I feel like Zoom members are always smug as hell about it. And I know that because I'm a Zoom member too. 100%. It's one of the things I like to, oh yeah, we're members at the zoo. Not only that, we pay extra for the fancy parking and not the free parking. Like that's the way, the easy access parking. That's what we're smug about.
Is that north lot or south
North
lot?
North lot smaller, but it's
I always park in right by the fountain, and the first place I always have to go to is Tropic World.
All right, we'll see you Saturday.
All right. Shy Roxy, MVB, Jason Benetti. He's living his best life. Hey, listen, good to him, but we're a pro John Schifrin pod now, so we don't live in the past anymore. So good for him. Bum of the week, Hurricane Helene.
I think people were saying Helene, and yeah, bum of the week.
Bum of the week, indeed. Godspeed to all those people. Bum of the week, Hurricane Helene. Yep, from Taco Bella. Consensus bum there. Joey P. Hurricanes. Bum of the week. Yep. Positive vibes. Everyone affected by those storms. Yeah, I saw like one town got like wiped off the map from the flooding. That's fucking horrific.
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina. There's a lot of famous people there. There's a lot of famous people there. I saw a bunch of tweets about it. So obviously, if you could donate to the Red Cross or any of those charities, there's food banks that people are donating to. It's devastating. I mean, it literally is like devastating.
Yeah. MVB Shane Waldron for letting Roshan Johnson draw it up draw it up the middle for a touchdown. I didn't think we were going to be MVBing Shane Waldron, but here we are. So
I don't think you're ready to MVP him, but Joey P is. Joey P is.
Yeah.
I'm
All
somewhere
right.
in between. I'm somewhere in between Joey P and Jason, basically acting like this was a loss.
King Ass MVP Jerry Reinsdorf for his beautifully worded letter to the fans. Yeah, really, really tugged the heartstrings there, man. The letter that he didn't write at all. That it's probably the new social media intern for the Sox who wrote that, because whoever ran that account for the last 3 weeks of the season, kudos to them for actually making me smile sometimes instead of the mundane fucking tweeting that they always do. And bum of the week, anyone who responded to that beautifully worded letter with hate or negativity. I guess I'm bumming. We're all bums for that one, because
I don't know. I mean, I responded to it. I was just trying to sell a couple Jerry the Clown t-shirts, which ended up working. So even if I am bum of the week for that, it was well worth it.
Yep. All right, next up, Aaron the Intern, MVB, High West Whiskey, for inviting me to an epic night of old fashions. Bum of the week, me. Yeah, I mean, we joked that she didn't realize she was. Sorry, I'm going to spoil you, Aaron, here, but she went to do a tasting to be a judge for an old fashioned contest, and which was really cool. Like, oh shit, we were praising her. Like, she didn't realize that she had to judge 16 cocktails, and then she pre-gamed with 3 drinks before she had to judge.
Wow.
I mean, that's basically like running a 10K before you have to run a marathon. Like, it made no sense. So, like, Jason, you said it. Yeah, like, that was a rookie move by a veteran.
Yep. Next up here. And Mailman Jack, as always, close it out with MVB, the relatively affordable price of a new TV. I mean, if you want a crazy high-end new 250-inch model, you can pay several thousand. But if you want a normal 50-inch or more 4K smart TV, that's probably nicer than what you would have got. It's under 500, as West Loop Tom would say. Why charge? I
agree, dude. TVs are crazy affordable nowadays.
Yep. Yes, they are, and I'm going to be hopefully getting some for the basement in the near future. So when you guys come over to the Bourbon Bums Cantina, we'll have TVs in the basement for
hell yeah.
For football and other shenanigans. And then Bum of the Week, Evergreen Bum, Jerry the Clown, insert link for t-shirt here. We played the ad for it.
Yep.
ShySportsrooms.BigCartel.com.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. All right. Let's get to our What Are Bums and MVBs now. Johnny, started off this week because you had a good one.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the MVP first, and I'm going to say Major League Baseball for bringing back the jerseys, the original jerseys for the teams for All-Star games. If you know, the past couple of years they had those National League and American League jerseys, and I always like traditional stuff. I always liked it when I saw everybody's team represented in the All-Star game. So kudos to them for bringing that back, because that's what I did love about the All-Star game for baseball. Now for my MVP, and I think a lot of us have seen this particular
You mean your bum?
I'm sorry, my bum. I'm sorry, my what a bum. This is my third Jack Daniels, by the way. So my what a baby. My what a bum is Bleacher Jeff. Now, I think a lot of you guys have seen this, and I think a lot of White Sox Twitter have seen this as well, too. And I'm going to read what he put out here. It says, today I'm officially announcing the GoFundMe to send me to Japan. Look for events all winter to raise funds, too. I know there are more important causes. Only donate if you can, and you want to see this happen. More details, fun to come. I know he was trying to put it out there that you don't have to donate, so you don't have to put it out there and all that. Brother, why are you even putting it out there to begin with? I saw somebody, and I think this is one thing that reminded me from, and I hate to put this guy underneath the bus, but I'm not going to say his name, but Peter and Julie, Peter and Julie at your guys' wedding had this DJ that he when the Cubs were going to the World Series, he asked people, hey, I know this is a lifelong thing, and I know I'm probably asking much, but I would love to go to a World Series. This is my favorite team and all that stuff like that. Motherfucker, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, of course, like a lot of other people who've been older than you would love to be part of that as well, too. And you're doing a GoFundMe. And now this guy's asking him for the same thing as well too. That reminded me about that as well too. It's like, why are you asking for stuff like this? Like, of course, there's a lot of other people that would want to go to Japan as well too. This guy probably goes to a bunch of games, save money, like, or try to find it or get a second job or something like that. But don't be asking people to fund you so you could go to Japan. We were talking about Oasis. I'm not going to go ask people to fucking ask for money to go to a concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just do it with my hard-earned money and go for myself. I'm not going to ask people for stuff. GoFundMe's attended for a lot of things that people are in need of help. And to me, this kind of pissed me off a little bit because you shouldn't be asking something. And yes, he did put down that you don't have to and all this stuff. He shouldn't be asking this in the first place. So to me, he's my what a bum.
It's a perfect
also
what a
the
bum.
timing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
His timing.
Yes,
Yes, as hell. The timing was the main thing, and I mean, he got ratioed to all hell. But yeah, I understand. Like the timing of it was the worst part about all of it. If you're donating to Bleacher, Jeff, before you're donating to the Red Cross or the food banks that we talked about, I mean, what in the hell? We had a couple comments. Are we going to talk about the Toegate or the ToeFundMe? I think we got to White Sox Twitter a little bit later than that because I don't know the full story, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, so we'll have to bring someone on for story time for ToeFundMe. All right, I'm gonna go next because I don't really have a whole lot here. I don't have an MVB for the week, but I already said we bummed Jerry for that letter that he most likely didn't write anyways. But I want to bum Public Storage for this week. I have a storage unit that I use to store my Halloween decorations throughout the course of the winter and the summer. And when I first signed up, it was a local mom and pop one. It wasn't Public Storage. Public Storage bought them out, and I immediately told my wife, I was like, I guarantee you in a couple months they're going to jack up our rates because that's what fucking conglomerates and big companies do. They always try to screw the fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
I got an email that my rate's going up next month. $17 fucking a month.
More than usual?
5x5 storage unit just went up from $67 to $84 a month.
Oof, that's a bad emoji that Dougie just did. All right, time out. So what are you paying right now, and what are you going to pay in the future?
I just said I got for a 5x5, it was $67, and they just started next month. They're jacking the rate to $84 a month.
I'm going to cut you a deal.
$17 increase is ridiculous.
I've got a spare garage, not even the one that we park the cars in. Empty garage. I'll give you a 10x10 spot for the low price of $80. I'll tape it off with duct tape, and you could have that spot for $80 a month.
I'm stealing everything
that sounds reasonable to me because I was actually going to look at getting a bigger storage unit this after the Halloween season. I was going to go to a 5x10, just go one size higher. I don't even know what they're going to charge me for that. That's definitely going to be over $100 now if I'm already getting, jacked up to almost to $85 a month for a 5x5. So fucking Public Storage can they can kick rocks, man. Fuck off.
That's wild.
I'll give you the passcode to the garage. You could go in.
We might have a deal here. We might have a nice sound deal here.
Wow, there's like storage wars over here. So he said, Joey P says, bring it to my garage. I'll charge you $50 a month.
Damn it, Joey P.
Wow.
Freaking Mexicans always undercutting the good hard
I like
work.
this free market enterprise, baby. Peter, what do you got?
Who's
throwing in some Modelo's?
Do you think $50 to give you the garage code is not worth it? I need at least 80.
I missed this one real quick super chat from Drew Bogues. MVBs, all of the bums for being great dude who made me laugh when I needed it. Much love, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate the super chat. Don't appreciate you beating me in fantasy football this week. All right, Dougie, you're up.
All right. I'm going to start off with my bums. Real quick one. I'm just going to bum Fox again for putting Brady over Greg Olsen. Brady had an absolute another fucking terrible outing. Terrible. He needs to go the fuck away. done with that. My other bum is for a very specific set of people. The people that were buying tickets and chasing the loss, the historic loss. I'm bumming every single one of you. People that had tickets to the games beforehand, I have no problem with you. Season ticket holders, no problem with you. Anybody that was chasing history, you got Reinsdorfed. You got fucking Reinsdorfed. That's what happened. If it was ever a thing, you just knew. You just knew. Like, he was going to continue. He was going to continue. If I guarantee you, if there was any way that he could figure out a way to make them win, he was doing it. 100% was doing it because he knew the next day people would come. And then the next day people would come. You got fucking Reinsdorfed. So, bum of the week for everybody that was chasing that. This is my time. You shut up. You're bummed.
Wow. Whoa.
I saw a lot of finger pointing my direction. Granted, I wasn't able to go to the game on Tuesday because it was our anniversary. Shout out, Julie. Love you.
Oh.
And I got FOMO watching that game at home just because of all the tweets and the atmosphere.
Yes.
So I said, I'm going to go to the game Wednesday. And Julie was like, do you want to go to the game? It's the last, home game besides Thursday, which I got to work. I was like, all right, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
I drive down there. I didn't go there with the intention of cheering on a loss.
Yeah.
I went there because I wanted to enjoy one last baseball game. And I didn't know how I was going to react until I got there. And Beefloaf is in the comments. My sex summer I sat right next to, including Eddie Barstow, because Eddie went to 2 games that he missed out on. Once I got there, I was cheering for the Sox.
Yeah.
I promise you, I wasn't chasing history. Once I got there, I was happy that they were winning. I was high-fiving Beefloaf and MSS. I wasn't booing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see the history. And Julie asked me, she's like, do you want to see the history? And I'm like, at this point, I'd rather them win out. I think the best story would have been them winning out. So, you pointed the fingers at me. I just wanted to go to a baseball game. I was not cheering for a loss.
You told me you wanted to be there. If they tie, I want to go on Tuesday to see the record.
I got FOMO on Tuesday. I went Wednesday.
You told me you wanted to see the record.
Now, I heard from my cousin, who was always, because my cousin has this tradition, opening day and then the last game. He does it every year. He was saying that for the $5 Modelo's, they were just passing out 12-ounce cans of Modelo.
Yeah, they're the shorties.
The vendor was carrying around cans of Modelo, like the 12 ounces. Okay. Yeah. Shit. I did not know that. I thought it was only like $5 drafts.
No, they had the 12-ounce cans. They were just passing them out, and they were yelling $5 Modelos.
Yeah, damn, that's a selling.
Peter, before you bring us home, I just want to say one comment back to Drew. He said, I destroyed Jason in fantasy football just like everyone else I played besides Goro. Drew, if you ever mention it again, I am transferring your team to someone else and you will never play fantasy football again in our league. I am commissioner and I run this shit with an iron fist. You fucking disrespect me. You take your fucking win and you don't say shit about it. Or I will fucking kick your ass out of the league so quick you won't even know where you hit you.
Wow. So he
for the record, I kicked your ass too.
Kick your ass out of the league right now.
he got mad at almost every single segment.
Yeah, no,
this is a record.
This is part for the course.
Rename this podcast Angry HBIC.
Yeah, I was angry.
You got one more, Dougie.
I got my 2 MVBs. I'm gonna MVP real quick from CHGO, Jay Sawalski, because he got in front of somebody from the UC. I believe it was a Blackhawks representative, somebody high up top, and I had been hammering him and some of the other people that love the UC. We need the cup holders. And damn it, he fucking asked the question. So cheers to him. We're not done fighting this fight. We will get cup holders. It was kind of a piss poor answer back because she was like,
she kind of waffled on it.
Yeah, she was like, we're just trying to get more seats in the building. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And she's like, I wanted cup holders too.
Yeah. So we're not done fighting that fight. We will win. Last MVB goes out to my dear friend Lauren and Ted. They lost their grandpa last week. He was one of the coolest fucking guys in the world. World War II veteran, 101 years old. This guy is like, this is what I pictured us to be when we're old. I mean, this guy talks shit. He flicked people off. He would tell people exactly like it was. And he had no problem having a good time. He lived his life. Rest easy, soldier.
Rest him. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
All right, Peter, take us home.
All right, I got 2 quick MVBs and 1 bum of the week. My first MVB, and this is like almost like a preemptive tease MVB for next week, and it's our good friend Roxy. I'm not going to say why she's the MVP until next week, but I want her, just in case she listens this week, she's the MVP. 2 weeks in a row. You'll figure out why next week. My other MVP, and this is going to be tough because I don't like giving Cubs fans or anything else credit, but it's Ian Happ. Did you guys see this? Mm-hmm. So Ian Happ tossed the ball to the bleachers, and it said Ian Happ bought beers for the entire section of Cub fans to thank them for the support in left field all season. He taped $200 to the baseball, and he told whoever caught it to buy a round. I thought that was a really fucking cool way to end the season.
That's like 5 beers.
You're complaining about everything.
Again, man. Christ. Jeez, you can't even. Wow.
So I was like, man, I wonder if anything like that would have. Oh no, he said he tossed that ball at Bleacher Jeff's son.
Oh, damn it,
dude! Yeah. Bitch. Never mind.
He pocketed the money for Japan.
Oh, yeah.
No one got
what the hell?
That $200 anonymous donation.
Now we're all complaining.
All right. So forget the Ian Happ thing. My question to you guys would be, do you think Dominic Fletcher would toss a ball to My Sock Summer and Beef Loaf? And would Beef Loaf would buy the round. Would My Sock Summer pocket that money? Or
Dominic Fletcher is going to be tossing just a blank envelope. That's a sealed envelope. He's going to toss it to the 108 guys.
I think it would be the other way around.
The Italian way.
I think Beef would buy a round for Fletcher. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be a different way around.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool story. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if like a White Sox would do that. Because the 108's right there. Like you could toss a ball and buy a round for people. I thought it was a feel good story. Then I find out Bleacher Jeff got it too. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Ruins everything.
So not only does My Sock Summer pocket the money, but then sells that ball on eBay. 100%. 100%.
Damn. Ricochet shot. All right. And then my bum of the week. I think it's my bum of the week, but I would consider it's probably a consensus bum of the week. I saw the videos. I watched the game. John Fisher and what happened to the Oakland A's. I watched the end of that game. I started tearing up because I felt so bad for A's fans and what they did to that team and him. I mean, it's crazy to think like, I don't think Jerry Reinsdorf has the balls to do that. He's threatened it once and he's actually threatened it twice.
Oh.
But I just sat there thinking about it like, fuck, what if that did, like, you can't imagine it happening, but then it happens. And like, there's fathers and sons and daughters and friends and whole groups of people just crying their eyes out at the final baseball game. And I thought to myself, like, I don't want to think about it, but then you think about it, that'd be devastating. Like, I don't know what I would do. I was crying thinking about the Oakland A's fans. If it happened to the Sox, I'd be bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but fuck him.
So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be an easy for the end of the year graphic when we do our bums of the year. John Fisher is going to be high up on my list. So fuck him and fuck him forever.
Yeah. All right. Guys, that's our show for tonight. Thank you guys for everyone who joining us for commenting, super chatting, all that good stuff. We love you all. Quick reminder, we'll be back Friday night for another episode of Bum's Happy Hour presented by Jack's Place. So 6 p.m., join us for a couple 2-3 drinks. And until then, guys, have a great week. Bear the fuck down and all that other good stuff. See you.
Are we going to be happy next week, Jay?
I'll try.
Bear down.